My name is Krypton Kid. This is the much anticipated class where we want to tell ourselves about NFT, what it's about. We want to have a good time, all right? So that's what this is about, why we're learning at the same time. So I'm just going to run through the slides while I do my explanations and everything. And after I'm done with the slides, we'll move on to the practical phase, all right? Okay. All right, so here, I believe everyone can see my slides, okay? So this is about NFT, all right? And I just want to say that NFT is not limited to one particular thing or one particular type of artifact. What I'm referring to as artifacts are the digital item, all right? So it can be MP3 file, it can be a song, all right? You might be an artist or a musician, all right? And you want to sell that, all right? It can be an MP4. It can be a video file, so that can also be your artifact, a 3D image or 3D drawing, so if you're an architect and you have some sort of 3D drawings that you think are sort of unique and everything, and you want to get, you think someone might like it, also you can bring that to NFT as well. It could be an art, all right, something attractive, something that talks about, it could be something about nature, it could be something about anything that is rare, some rare picture, some rare view, some rare photograph or something like that. You can bring that to NFT as well. And it can be an image. So when I say an image, right, it can be a JPEG, it can be a PNG kind of file of a digital asset. So all those things are what we can make into NFT, all right? So don't let anybody tell you that NFT is just about art or NFT is just about one thing. No, all those things right here can be NFT. The most important thing about NFT is the fact that it is a digital asset. It is a representation of real-world objects or real-world things, all right, such as art, music, videos, and all kinds of things. And one thing about NFT is the fact that it's a unique thing, all right? So, it's about rarity, or it's about the fact that there is scarcity. That's the unique part of NFTs, so we're talking about something that is unique, something that is rare, something that is priceless, something that is valuable, okay? So that is really what gives value to anything you want to make into NFT, really. So you understand that two things are very important when it comes to NFT. The first thing is that it's a digital asset, and the second thing is that it's a rare object, all right, or it's a rare artifact. You understand? And the full meaning for NFT is non-fungible tokens. And what does that mean? What that means is that NFT are two things, okay? It means NFT is a token that is a crypto, something that is crypto in nature. It's just like as it has the same crypto nature as BTC, as Ethereum, as Ripple, or any kind of crypto out there. So it's a token like the rest of them. But the second thing, which is different from the rest of these other guys that I mentioned, is the fact that NFTs cannot be exchanged for another thing of equal value. You understand? So, and that's where the uniqueness comes in, all right? That's where the rarity or the scarcity comes about. And the fact that if I happen to have a picture of myself and I want to turn that into NFT, it means that whoever is buying that, I'm giving that person a guarantee that there's only going to be one copy of that. It's going to be forever unique, so that's that's really what it's about, okay? So as much as NFTs are tokens, but unlike the rest of the other tokens, which are fungible, which means they can be exchanged for an equal value of another token, NFTs cannot do that, and that is why we call them non-fungible tokens, all right? So all right, let's move on. And I said they are bought and sold online frequently with cryptocurrency, of course. So someone can put something for sale as NFT, and they'll put a price tag on it. all right? They could say, okay, they want to sell it for maybe 2,000 dollars worth of Ethereum, maybe for 1 ETH, maybe for 0.5 ETH, maybe for 3 ETH, all right? So they'll put a price tag on it, and if someone finds that to be valuable to them, to be something they want to own and keep, and they think it's worth the price or the price tag on it, and then they go for it, okay? So they'll pay for it with the particular currency that the seller has identified to accept. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so for you to do NFTs, okay, so you need a couple of things, all right? So I'm just gonna run through the things that we need to be able to sell NFT. So the first thing that you need is you need an OpenC account. Okay, so what is an OpenC? OpenC is basically our NFT marketplace, all right, whereby you can sell NFTs. There are other players in this space, okay, so there is Super Rare, there is Rarible, and a couple of other people, right? But OpenC is sort of the most popular one, okay, so, and it's also kind of like the easiest really to use out of the other alternatives, you know, so well, that's why we're actually choosing OpenC for this practical session. OpenC has two parts or two types of platform. There is the production platform and there is the test platform. All right, so the first URL that you see there, that's the https://openc.io. That's the production site. And that's where you sell things for real. I mean, like for real, okay? Then the second URL that you see over there, down there, which is on testnet.openc.io, that is the test platform, okay? So that is where you can, you know, you can practice things out. You can use free money or free Ethereum and practice and see what's up, you know, and also it gives you an understanding and a feel of what OpenC is all about, things that you can do. So the things you can do in the production are the same thing you can do in the test platform as well, all right? So it's basically the same thing. The only difference is that one is for, it's not in the real life, and the other one is in the real life, all right? If that makes sense, all right? So that's what it's about, really. So you need an OpenC account, and you have the URL right there on my screen, so you can quickly open your laptop or your computer or your phone and quickly browse through those URL addresses and open an account. All right, so that's the first thing you need. I'm gonna move on. The next thing that you need is a personal site. And maybe someone is gonna ask me, please, why do I need a personal site? Okay, so you need to understand the fact that NFT is a serious business. You need to be able to have a business image for selling your artifacts, okay? And what that means is that you need something to be able to tell people that you are legitimate, you are legal, and you have a representation, all right? And having a personal site is one of those things. As a matter of fact, the other use or the other benefit of having a personal site is the fact that the things that you want to sell, okay, people want to know, they want to have a background information to those things. You need to be able to tell people the idea behind what you're selling, the meaning behind your art, the concept behind your art. You need to be able to give description. You need to be able to give some sort of context into the arts that you're selling. And, you know, that is what a personal site would do for you. Because the things that you have uploaded onto OpenC for sale, you can have those things put up on your personal site and have descriptions. People can easily go there and read more about the thing that you're selling or the artifacts that you're selling. I have listed a couple of domains that are either cheap or they are free, which you can actually use, okay? So you can use .io domains, okay? They are quite cheap. They are quite new and quite cheap. You can also make use of .xyz domains. They are also, I think they are free. And you can also make use of .nl domains, which I think is also free, okay? So need to check out some of these domains that I have listed out here and try and create a personal site for yourself. Okay, so guys, you can check out any of these domains. Some of them are free, some of them are quite cheap, very cheap. Okay, so you can use them and create a personal site for yourself. It starts with a domain. Create a domain in your name or in whatever name of your NFT company, a firm, or your NFT business. Okay, so it really doesn't matter. It just depends on your preference, basically. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So next, you need to have a Twitter account. You need to be able to link your Twitter account to your OpenC account. Gas fee is something that you cannot avoid when you want to put up an NFT for sale. All right. So we're going to talk about gas fee. And basically, gas fee is basically what you pay in order to mint. So let me just give a background. So what happens under the hood is the fact that if you want to put up an NFT for sale on OpenSea, what you're basically doing is you're minting. All right, that's under the hood. That's what you're doing, and it requires some amount of ETH. When I talk about ETH, I'm talking about the cryptocurrency Ether. Okay, ETH. All right, so it requires some amounts of ETH to be able to mint, and the reason for that is because, for example, these NFTs, they live on blockchain. And we all know that these days, there are people who are responsible for supporting blockchain, who are dedicated their resources to support the blockchain. And so how do we pay these people for the work they do? Or how do they get rewarded? And gas fee is one of the ways through which they get rewarded. And that's why anytime we want to do things on blockchain, things that require resources, maybe like memory resources, power resources, and all those kinds of things, we need to pay gas fee. And so this gas fee is what goes back to these people who support the blockchain as a reward. All right, so buyers pays the gas fee when you are purchasing items on OpenSea. Sellers as well, they also pay gas fee when they are accepting offers. And also OpenSea themselves, they also pay gas fee for listing your items. All right, so everyone pay gas fee really. So you can see that no one can really escape paying gas fee. That's the reality. Putting your artifact or putting your item for sale on OpenSea is, in practical terms, it is not free of charge. You understand that? All right. So if someone had told you that it is free of charge, please, it is not entirely true. Okay. So you have to pay. All right. So it's just that sometimes you might get to pay little, or sometimes you might get to pay much, because gas fee really it fluctuates. So there are sometimes that gas fee are on the high side, and there are other times that gas fee is on the is on the low side. Okay, so it just depends on sometimes on the time of the day. Okay, or it depends on the network really. If the network, for example, the Ethereum network, if it is congested and everyone is trying to do transactions, and it's at that time at its peak, so gas fees might be high. But if there are less demand on the blockchain or on the network at that time, gas fee might be little or it might be low. So that's the way it works. All right, so let's move on. How much does it cost to sell an NFT on OpenSea? So I know that some of us might want to ask some of these questions. There are fees for buying and selling an NFT on the marketplace like OpenSea. As a matter of fact, on any OpenSea for that matter. Okay, so now OpenSea, which is the largest NFT marketplace and the most popular one as we speak today, charges 2.5% at the point of sale. All right, so what that means is that if you have an art or an artifact on OpenSea that you want to sell, all right, and someone is interested in buying it, and someone has offered to buy it, and you've accepted the offer at the price tag, at that point, OpenC will charge you 2.5% if both the seller and the buyer, decide to go ahead with the exchange. All right, so OpenC will charge you a 2.5% of that transaction. Now, other marketplace or other NFT marketplace, like Super Rare, for example, they charge more than that. And that's one of the reasons why OpenC is sort of the most popular and it's sort of the widely used. Okay, so because things are sort of there's a sort of fair play on OpenC, basically. All right. Okay, so meanwhile, having said this, guys, there is something that you need to know because OpenSea sort of have categories of sellers. All right, so for example, there is the first-time sellers and there are the returning sellers. Okay, so as the name implies, the first-time seller is someone like you or me who might be selling for the first time. So I haven't sold an NFT before. I just want to sell. I have an NFT that I want to sell, and that's the first of my NFT. In that case, I am a first-time seller. And so there are conditions for me as a first-time seller. Now, I have sold an NFT before, and I have additional things that I want to sell. I have additional art, I have additional images or additional artifacts that I also want to put up for sale. Now, maybe that's my second or my third or my fourth. Now I am a returning seller. All right, so for me as a returning seller, on OpenSea, there is also certain conditions, okay? So for the first-time seller, for example, you are eligible to pay two kinds of transaction gas fee. All right, so meanwhile, it's actually a one-time fee, okay? So it's not like you're gonna pay this kind of fee, you're gonna have to pay them again. No, you don't have to. Once you're a first-time seller and you've paid this applicable fees, it's only one time. OpenSea is not gonna charge you for it another time, all right? Okay, so the first kind of fee that you pay is around at least $50 to $300, basically. Someone might be asking me what is the money for? Okay, so it is basically the money to initialize your account with OpenSea. Okay, so you have to initialize your account. For the first time you're putting up an item for sale, you're doing two things. You are initializing your account, and at the same time, you're also giving OpenSea access to your NFT. And so that is why you're paying for these two things. So the first payment is to initialize your account, to say that, okay, this is the account that I want to use and do business as NFT is concerned. And the second fee is saying that you're giving OpenSea access to access your NFT. Because like I said, every NFT exists on the blockchain. And so for OpenSea, what happened under the hood is that OpenSea need access to your NFT on the blockchain. And that also requires some processing, all right? It requires some power processing on the blockchain. And so it requires gas fee, you understand? So as a matter of fact, guys, you need to understand that some of this fee, like I explained before, we're paying it to the people, the miners who are supporting the blockchain. This is not the money that goes to OpenSea, no. The only money that goes to OpenSea is the 2.5% that I talked about earlier, all right? So, which I've talked about previously. All right. So, for returning sellers, you are not required to pay all these other first-time transaction gas fee any longer, okay? Because you have paid them, you must have paid them before. All right, good. So, for a returning seller, you have a bit of edge, and the edge that you have is that there is something that we call lazy minting, okay? So, and lazy minting is about when you have done something before, it's not your first time, okay? And now you want to put up another NFT for sale. And like I said, every time you put up an NFT for sale, what you're doing in essence is you're minting. All right, so lazy minting is about you only have to pay on that item only when you want to sell it. So you do not have to pay gas fee to mint. You only have to pay at the point of sale. And that is where the 2.5% comes in. And that money goes to OpenC. You understand? So for returning sellers, really, you have this edge over a first-time seller. It's important that I give you guys just some heads up, such that you understand what's at stake for you. You understand what is involved. You understand what it is you have to give, okay, out of your pocket. You understand what it is you have to sacrifice to get your NFT business up and running. All right. So, but you understand the fact that if your artifact or your item, if it is a very valuable one, if it's a good one, you're eventually gonna make 10 times more this money. Okay, you're gonna make 100 times or thousands times, multiple times of this money that you're paying for gas fees. Okay, so, and that's why sometimes we really don't get bothered about the gas fee or the first time seller fee or this kind of things, really, because you understand the fact that at the sale of one NFT item, for example, you might be making thousands of dollars. You'll be making millions of dollars, basically. You understand? So, so the gas fee becomes quite negligible, in terms of what you're gonna make. All right. So, that's it, basically, guys. If there are any sort of questions that anyone might have, I'd like to take them before we'll move on to the practical phase where I begin to show you things. Okay, so if you have anything to say or any question or comments, you can unmute to speak. All right.
Okay, hi. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, I can see that NFT is breaking down into different kind of artifacts, as you have said earlier. I basically deal with the MP3 parts and the image, the MP3 and the image. So my question is there a different fee for different artifacts? Because I feel images can be in JPG and MP3 can be in another form. Or is it the same fee, the same gas fee that governs all of it?
Okay, all right, thank you for that question. So basically, as far as OpenSea is concerned, all right, so they have given you the opportunity to bring your NFT in whatever formats that they are or that you have them. And OpenSea so far have not sort of given a different price. They've not sort of segregate different price for different kinds of file formats or different kinds of whatever the artifact type that you're bringing to the market. So as much as I know about OpenSea, there is no different fee or different gas fee for whatever kind of artifact that you're bringing. It's the same. And OpenSea is able to recognize the fact that your NFT can be MP3, it can be MP4, it can be a JPEG, it can be basically anything. So yeah, that's as far as OpenSea is concerned. For other platforms or other marketplace, I have to do some sort of, I really don't sell on other platforms, so I think I have to find out about them, or maybe if someone have any knowledge of those, then they can share them. So I'm open to, I'm open to listening. I hope that answers your question, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, so does anyone else have questions, comments? You have something you want to share with us? Yeah, go on. Okay.
On the WhatsApp group, there was this day you were trying to help me while setting up a new OpenC account. So after setting up my account, I did not have a website link, but I have my Twitter, a username, and the Ethereum address set up on it. So I have not yet added my gas fee, but I'm saying, can I still put my MP3 on it and pay the gas fee without my website, or I need to get my website done first?
No, please. Please just understand the fact that the website thing is just something to make you look, how will I say, something to give you a corporate, some sort of legitimate image, for your business, something that will make you look, have some sort of corporate outlook, something that will give you a value. Exactly, exactly. So that's what it is. So yeah, without your website, please, you can upload your artifact and put that for sale. Yes, and pay your gas fee right there. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank
All
you very
right.
much.
Okay. So and thank you for bringing up the fact that on the other time on the WhatsApp group I was talking about how to set up account.
Hello?
So guys, I just want to give you guys a heads up. Okay. So it's possible that if you're setting up your OpenC account for the first time, some things are going to look a bit things are not going to look nice. For example, your account is going to say unnamed. So just in case you see that, so don't fret. So don't be scared. It's absolutely normal. And so but then after that happens, there are a couple of things that you can do in order to have an actual name, a real name, and you can sort of tidy up your profile, on OpenSea after you've set it up for the first time, So I did some sort of pictorial descriptions on how to go about that. It was shared in the WhatsApp group. I'm going to ensure that I put it together and also share that in the Telegram group as well, just so everybody understands exactly what to do. Immediately you set up your OpenSea account and things look sort of ugly at first. Okay, so, all right.
Sorry, hi. Can I say something?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Can I say one more thing? Okay, yeah. In case there are other people that have difficulty signing up. Okay, like my first experience when I first downloaded the app, because I went directly to an app store and they downloaded the app. I have difficulties editing my profile. It took me a long time to understand that I have to go through the web. So whoever is joining OpenSea needs to go through the web, because the web has a
Oh, wow,
where you can edit.
Okay, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
It has a setting where you can edit. The app does not have where you can click on the settings. So it took me a long time to discover that it's only the web version that lets you set up a profile properly. The application does not. The application only lets you navigate through the collections. It makes it look finer for you to see the collections in a very fine. It's like how do I put it? It's like putting something in 3D, 5D. That's what the application is about. But if you're setting up for the first time, please make sure you use the web. Either you use the Safari or your Chrome. Please just make sure you use the web. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah.
hello. Right.
Yeah. My name is Akim from Nigeria. What I wanted to ask is there a format for the JPEG? Like 60 by 60, 100 by 100, the format for, is there any specific format they use? Then secondly, can we get the video version of how to go about it? Like how to maneuver on the website itself?
Okay. Thank you for that questions. All right. You want to say something, Hike? Hike Coronation?
No, I'm just trying to answer him. I don't know if you want me to.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. If you will go to the website, you'll see where it says create, and after you tap on the create, you see where it gives you different wallet options. For mine, I went for Metamax. I used Metamax. So when you use Metamax, there's a way it directs you to import your wallet address into it, and that way your profile has been created. So once your profile is created, there's CryptoKid showed me somewhere that says settings. It has the icon that looks like a setting, the same icon that you have on your phone, where it says settings. Okay, cool. Then you can see where you put your username, bio, email address, Twitter.
Okay, you edit your profile first.
Yes, you edit your profile. So once you do, it's very straightforward. Just make sure you're copying the right Ethereum address from your Metamax. I don't know. I have other wallets like Blockchain, Binance, Trust Wallet, but I think Metamax works better because it was instructed by the website.
Okay.
So
thank you, sir.
I don't know if that answered the question. So CryptoKid,
yeah,
thank you very much.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Akolade, that answers your question, right?
Yes, but the second question says, can we get a video version of on how to maneuver on that particular site so that we will not get confused at the long run?
Okay, yeah, no
Uh,
problem. That's something we can work out. No problem.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so there's just something else I want to add. Okay, so guys, the most of the important thing about NFT is the fact that it needs to have a high quality. Okay, so whatever it is you're putting out for sale needs to be quality. It needs to have a good resolution. It needs to have, you know, that sort of extreme digital feel and look to it, such that whoever is saying it can see value for money and it can be attractive as well. Okay, so um, a lot of times, okay, it's important that you really use, a sort of high power technology to create your artifacts. So if it's an art, for example, so possibly, there are technologies or some sort of softwares out there that you can actually use and create a very great resolution, nice, perfect looking resolution, high resolution pictures or images or digital copies of your artifacts. So, and that applies to image or that applies to art, for example, right? So, it's you really have to ensure that you work with a high resolution artifact if what you're selling is an art or is an image. Okay, so I just want to have that for example, right? So that's it really. Okay, so any other question, guys? Comments, questions? You have something you want to share, please? We want to make this as interactive as possible, guys. You can unmute and speak if you have something you want to share. If you have questions, comments, or there's something that you've heard before that you want to clear, or there's something that is confusing that you want some sort of clarity. Okay, so you can just unmute and speak, please. All right. If there are no questions, so I think I'm just gonna move on.
Hello, I can hear you. Anybody here?
Oh my God! You can I've been speaking. Okay, sorry, apologies, guys. I was muted. Okay, so guys, let's move over to the practical session. All right. So I mentioned the fact that there are two platforms to OpenC. Okay, so there is the production and there is the test. All right. So if you want to try things out, with some free money, with some okay, so with some free Ethereum, all right, some free gas fee, and you just want to see how things look like, all right, so you can do that with the testnet of OpenC before you move over to the production environment, okay, where you use an actual money, all right. So basically tonight, what the things we're going to be doing, I'm just going to be doing them in the testnet environment, basically, all right. So, and I was about typing the address for the testnet in the Telegram group. All right, so I just pasted the address for the testnet for OpenC. That's where you can try things out. And if you have a wallet, a Metamask wallet, and you don't have any free Ethereum in it, there's also a place where you can get free Ethereum. Okay, so what that means is that for the testnet OpenC, what you need is free Ethereum, or more like the kind of Ethereum that does not have any value attached to it, and we call it faucets. So there is faucet ETH. So you can get faucet ETH, and these are like free practice if, that you can use and do stuff. You can use and practice stuff. You can use and test things. All right. So, and that is what I have been able to also set up. I've set that up with my wallet, with my Metamask wallet. So I have a Metamask wallet that is being plugged into my Chrome browser, and I have filled it with some Ethereum or some ETH from my faucets, from the public faucets. And so I have some free Ethereum to play with and to use and, test out OpenC. All right. So first thing is we're just going to start with how to open an account with OpenC. So the first thing that you do basically is you go to OpenC. So for example, I'm just going to do the OpenC thing, right? So you type testnet.openc.io and it will open the page. All right, so already I'm logged in. Okay, so I'm just going to log out just so we get a feel of what it looks like for a first timer. Okay, so the moment you type testnet.openc.com, and this is what you get. All right, so it gives you a landing page like this. All right, and you can scroll down and see things that other people have uploaded, that they've sort of put up for sale. Okay, and please remember again, this is testnet. Whatever you see here is not real time. That is, it is not real life. Okay, so it doesn't matter the price tag that you see here and all those things. It's all for test. Okay, it's all for test purposes. All right, so you can see things that people, and meanwhile, I also need you to understand that what happens here, or the way things look here, is the same way they look in the production environment, in the real OpenC market. All right, so there is little or no difference, to be honest. Okay, so you can see things that people have put up for sale, and these are basically the 4 kind of steps that you can take in order to put your NFT for sale. You set up your wallet, you create your collection, you add your NFTs to your collection, and you list them up for sale. That's about it. And these are the 4 steps that we're actually going to practice right about now. Okay, so I have typed the website address right there into the browser. Right now I'm using Chrome browser, and I have my Metamask wallet, which is already plugged into my browser. Okay, so this is my Metamask. You can see Metamask wallet has an icon that looks like the head of a fox. Okay, so you can download the Metamask plugin for your Chrome browser, okay, on your laptop. And remember, someone already told us earlier that it is better for you to use a desktop browser for OpenC, because it gives you a sort of a robust view. It gives you a sort of a wider environment for you to be able to do a lot of things and for you to be able to find all the options available. Okay, so basically I have my Metamask. You can download Metamask for Chrome browser. Okay, you can download it from metamask.com. So for example, we can go to metamask.io right there. If you go to metamask.io, that is where you can download the wallets, which you can plug into your browser. So you can see a download link right there for MetaMask. Okay, so it's gonna ask you what you want to download for, whether it's for Chrome, whether it's for iOS, whether it's for Android. So basically I have done this. I've been through this process before, and so I chose Chrome, okay, because I'm on a desktop system. And when you select Chrome, for example, and you scroll down here, and you can see here, there's a button down here that says install MetaMask for Chrome. All right, so when you click that, then it begins to install it for your browser, and it's gonna ask you to restart your browser such that the icon for MetaMask can show up right here, right there. So I have been through this process before, and I have a wallet. The moment you do that, you can create a wallet, and it gives you a default wallet, and you have several other kinds of blockchain network that you can use, for you to do whatever it is you want to do. So currently, I'm on a Rinkeby test network, because what I'm doing, everything that I'm doing here is basically for test. But if I want to use real money, for example, then I can switch to Ethereum mainnet. So Ethereum mainnet is where you have the real live blockchain, where you have to use real money. Okay, so for right now, for the purpose of this session, I'm using the test network, which is Rinkeby, and I have some free Ethereum, which I already loaded in my wallet on that network. Okay, so I mentioned the fact that if you want to get some free Ethereum for your test wallet, you go to rinkebyfaucet.com. I'm also going to copy and paste this in the group right there. Okay, so that's where you go to get some free Ethereum for practice. All right, so you just paste your wallet address in here and you click on send me ETH. And the moment you do that, it will deposit some Ethereum into your Metamask wallet, okay, which it's already plugged into your browser, of course. So, and that's how I was able to get my own free Ethereum right here. All right, so, all right, guys, so let's go back to OpenC test. So having set up your MetaMask and having gotten some free Ethereum, okay, so just in case you want to do some tests before you go to real life, it's important that you go through the test phase, you know, because it will give you an idea of what you're supposed to do, the steps you're supposed to take on how, or it sort of tells you how things are going to work, basically. It sort of also give you an idea of at what point in time or at what phase do you have to pay gas fee, okay? So these are the things you will learn if you go through the testnet before you go to the real life, okay? So, all right, so basically, I have my Metamask wallet set up. I have it plugged into my Chrome browser. I have some free Ethereum to play with. And so I have some Ethereum to pay gas fee in this practice. All right, so guys, let's go on. So I have OpenTestnet.OpenC.io, and I landed on this page. And so you go here, for example, you can click on create. The moment you click on create, it asks you to connect your wallet. And so you have several options basically to connect your wallet. You have MetaMask, you have Coinbase, you have Wallet Connect. The Wallet Connect is one that works with your Trust Wallet. Okay, if you have Trust Wallet, you know, so, but for the purpose of this session, we're just going to use MetaMask. And as you can see, MetaMask is sort of the most popular. So we're just going to go with that. And because I already have MetaMask plugged into my browser, so that makes things easier. So the moment you click on that, your MetaMask will pop up like this, all right? So, and for example, I've already signed into my, you know, I've already sort of connected to this testnet with my wallet. But in case yours might not appear like this for the first time, you are definitely gonna see a connect button, which you can click to connect, all right? So, and the moment you do that, you know, so it connects you to the Rinkeby test network, and that's about it. And then once it pops up like this, then you click on sign, and that gives you access to be able to, it does two things. The first thing that it does is it automatically creates an account for you, all right? And after creating an account for you as well, it also gives you a sort of a profile on OpenC, okay, such that you can start creating things, or you can start uploading your NFTs, you know, so that sort of thing, basically. All right, so because I have set up my account before, all right, so that's why it brought me to this page. But assuming that I haven't set up my account before, what you're gonna see is a page whereby you're gonna see your profile like this. Your profile is gonna show up like this. And what you're gonna see here is you're gonna see unnamed. You're gonna see your wallet address here, quite all right. You're gonna see unnamed here, okay? And you're not gonna see any picture here. The only reason why you're seeing a picture here is because I have worked on my profile. I actually use this to show some, you know, to show some guys and some of the members of the WhatsApp group on what to do when they were, you know, when they created their account and they were experiencing some of this things for the first time. So I had to do it just to show them. And so I had uploaded a profile picture, and I've also set up my name. But for a first timer, what you're gonna see here, like I said, is unnamed, and there won't be any picture here, you know. But like iCoronation said earlier, if you use a web browser or a desktop a laptop or a desktop and using the web browser, you're going to see this icon here that says settings. And right there, you can actually sort of work on your profile and give yourself a real and an actual username, like I have done basically. And you can basically do all the things. You can put in your description, you can put in your email address, you can put in your Twitter account, you can put in your Instagram handle, and then your personal site here. And then here is going to have your wallet address, and then you can save that. And you can also upload your banner image right here, or your profile image, basically. So all that can be done immediately. You click on the settings icon after you have connected your wallet, and OpenC automatically creates an account for you. All right, so these are the things you can do in addition, basically. All right, so the moment you click on, you supply your email address and click on save, OpenC is going to send you a confirmation email to your email address, and it's going to ask you to go to your email and confirm that. So you go to your email address and you'll see a confirmation link that you're going to click. When you click it, it brings you back to OpenC, and it tells you that your account has been confirmed, and then you are a bona fide member of OpenC. Okay, so from that point onwards, you can begin to do a lot of magic, basically. All right, so let's proceed. So if you have done all that, you've connected your wallet, it has created an account for you, and you've updated your profile, you have a nice looking picture, profile picture, you have a nice looking name, you've connected your email address and your Twitter account and everything like that. All right, so the next thing you need to do basically is to start selling. You need to start what? You need to start selling. All right, so and how do you sell? Okay, so there are two ways to do that. All right, so it's just based on preference basically. But the most important thing, or one of the best way to do it, is basically for you to sort of categorize your artifact into a sort of collection. So what I mean is that it is possible for you to just go straight ahead and upload an NFT item for sale. But the other way to do it is to first create a collection. So think of a collection like a folder that has a special name to it, that has a special tag, and that sort of defines the kind of things that you want to put in that folder. So that's what collection is about. So for example, if I'm the kind of guy that collects artifacts about nature, okay, so, and because I'm going to be selling a lot of nature art, okay, so there will be several of them, okay, I'm going to be collecting a lot of them. So it is only reasonable that I have a sort of folder to organize all of my nature artifacts. And so that's the point where collection comes in. So having a collection that I can call maybe nature, enables me to sort of be able to categorize every NFT that has to do with nature under that single collection. And it also helps my buyers to be able to go to one place and be able to see everything that I have that pertains to a particular kind of concept. You understand? So if a buyer is interested in buying NFT that has to do with nature, all they have to do is go to my account and click on the nature collection. And then when they go into the nature collections, the OpenC will open every NFT item that I have under that collection that relates to nature, and they can see it at a glance, and they can buy or purchase whichever one they want in there, basically. So, and that is why it is actually the best way, sort of the better way for you to, to start out, basically. Okay, so, but then, like I said, it's just about preference. It's basically by choice. You can decide not to do that. It's all up to you, basically. It's not like it is not like a rule or a condition that you must do, or it's not like a thing that you really must do, all right? So, yeah. All right, guys. So first thing that I'm basically going to do is, I think I want to start out by creating a collection, So I'm going to, so you click on the profile icon at the top right corner over there. I believe we all can see my screen. And it expands, several other options for you, where you have profile, you have favorites, you have watch list, you have my collections, you have settings, you have bug out, and you have night mode. Okay, so for right now, I'm interested in my collection. So you click on my collections, and it brings you on this page. And here you have options to create a new collection, or you can also see an existing collection that you have created before. So if you have created a collection before, it will show up here. If you don't have a collection at all, nothing will show, and you have an option to create a collection, basically. And so the only thing you have to do is you click on create a collection, and you begin to fill that up. You fill it up with a logo image and a sort of a image to represent your collection, something that people will see at a glance. And then you can also have a featured image, something around this resolution size. And what this is about is basically used for promoting your collection, basically. All right, so I can see this image will be used for featuring your collection on the home page, category pages, or other promotional areas of OpenC. All right, so then you can also have a banner image. It's all up to you. It is not important that you do all these things. If you look thoroughly, all right, you can see that there are some of these options that are required. And you will see a sort of a red star. So the most important ones that you can fill or that you can supply to create a collection and that OpenC will allow you to be able to go ahead and create are the ones that are starred with red. So it means that those are the required fields. There is no way you can jump them, because as a matter of fact, if you don't fill in the required fields, the create button right here is not gonna, will not light up, or it will not come alive. Okay, so if you are able to fill the ones that are most important, and those are the ones that you have aesthetics, the red asterisks, okay, so you're fine, you're good to go. And that's a logo image. You have to fill a logo image. You have to fill a name of your collection, okay? That's also important, or that is required. I think that's the word. Okay, so you can have a URL. This is where you put the URL for OpenC, and you can have a custom name for your collection, basically, such that someone can just go directly to your collection by typing OpenC.io/collection, then followed by the name of your collection, basically. All right, so and you can also take that URL and share that on your Twitter page or any other place for promotional purposes. Okay, so, and these are the two most important things, basically. So, and it's by choice that you can fill all these other things, basically. All right, and here, for example, you can have a description of your collection. All right, you can have a description. You can have the category. You can specify a particular category for your collection. Maybe it is art or it is collectibles. You can choose any one of them, basically. And you can put a link to your personal site. You can put a link to your Discord. If you have a Discord channel, you can put a link to your Instagram. If you have an Instagram page, which you're also using for your promotional purposes or for the sale of your NFTs, you can also put your Medium URL, okay, or your Twitter account, your Telegram account. Okay, you can also put that as well, so you can fill in all your personal links, in order to promote your business. And you can have your percentage fee, for example. So this is about creator earnings. It's kind of like what you call a royalty fee. All right. So with NFTs, all right, one of the most beautiful thing about NFT is the fact that if you are the creator of something and someone buys that thing or someone purchased what you created, and at any point in time they want to sell it off to somebody else, you are entitled to be able to say, okay, to have a claim of royalty on that item. Okay, so, and this is where you specify that, for example. Okay, so this is where you specify how much percentage or how much royalty fee do you want to collect if someone intends to resell an item, an NFT that you have created. All right, so this gives you an opportunity to be able to do that. And right here, the next option is about blockchain. You can select the blockchain where you'd like your new item from this collection to be added by default. All right, so mine is on Rinkeby, for example, because that's the blockchain, the test blockchain that I'm using. If yours is on Polygon, this is the symbol for Polygon. You can choose that. If you're using another blockchain like Baobab, then you can choose that, for example. If I was on a main Ethereum mainnet or Ethereum main network, main blockchain, you're also gonna see Ethereum as part of the options that that will show up right here. Okay, so but because I have not connected this OpenC account to my main Ethereum wallet, okay, so that's why you don't have that option showing up here. All right, so I thought I should just mention that on the side. Okay, and here, for example, you have an opportunity to specify what kind of token can people bring to buy your NFT. Okay, so for example, for me, as far as this account is concerned, people can use Ethereum on Rinkeby to buy my NFT. They can also use wrapped Ethereum on Rinkeby as well to buy my NFT. All right, and you have the opportunity to add any other kind of token, okay, for people to use as exchange for your NFT. You can see mana right there. You can see sand. You can see all these are, by the way, they are tokens. Okay, they are tokens that someone can use as a form of payment to buy your NFT. So you can select any one of them that you want people to use as payment for your NFT. All right, so you are at liberty to basically do that. All right. Okay, so next you can choose any of your display theme. This sort of talks about how the NFT items in your collections, how they're gonna be displayed if someone is taking a look or if someone is checking out your collections. All right, so how all your assets or all your artifacts, how they're gonna be displayed within this particular collections. All right, and here you have one last option here that says explicit and sensitive content. So you have an opportunity to be able to warn your buyers ahead to say that what I am selling are sensitive content or they are explicit content. Maybe you're selling pornographic NFTs, or you're selling some sort of war related, or some sort of things that are highly sensitive. So you can actually switch on the option right here, such that OpenSea can warn our buyer ahead, of what your collection is about, just before they go in there. Okay, so such that they are not caught by surprise. Okay, so that's what this is about. So if you have filled all the important fields right here, then you're gonna have the create button lighting up, and you can create it. You can click on it, and it will create your collections. And then once you have a collection, you can start adding items to your collection, related items. Okay, you can start adding them, to that collection basically. So I don't want to create a collection because I already have one. All right, and this is my collection. It's called my local market. But I can just edit it just so I can show you exactly what I have filled in there, all the options that I have filled. So this is my collection. That's the logo image that I have used. I don't have a featured image. I don't have a banner image. I have a name. It is called my local market. All right. And I have my custom OpenSea URL for it, which is https ::OpenSea.io :collection / my local market. So I can give this entire URL to anyone, maybe on Twitter. I can share it on Twitter. I can share it on WhatsApp for you to go and check out my collection, basically, so, and that will be a sort of a way for me to market my NFT items or my collection, so to say. All right, I have filled in a small description, and I say this is an artistic featuring of local scenes from the market next door. So my intention for my collection is basically to collect certain artifacts about people in the market, certain scenes about market, about people who sell in the market. So I have a local market next door to me in my neighborhood, and I feel there are certain attractive things or certain things that are worthy of digital picture that I think someone might find interesting, so, and that's basically what I want to do. Okay, so I want to be going into the neighborhood market and take some beautiful pictures of, you know, an average market woman or an average market woman, or certain scene, certain kind of, you know, scenario and stuff like that. You know, so that's the idea I have about my collection, and that's why I've been able to call it a related name, a name that describes that, and that is why I say it's the name of the collection is my local market, and that's why I've also given this description, so that if someone is looking at my collection and they want to understand what my collection is about, this is where you tell them what your collection is about, so they have an insight into what your collection is meant to do for them. Okay, someone is saying they can't hear me. Please, is there anyone that can hear me? Am I audible enough?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you. So if you cannot hear me, please, maybe it's network. Okay, you might want to get out and get back in. Okay, so yeah. All right, so I'll just continue. So description is where you sort of tell people what your collection is about. All right, so then the next thing, I have added my collection to a particular category, which is arts. And OpenC only allows you to select a maximum of one category, basically. All right, so you know, so I've added a category for my collection. Okay, so and here I can connect my Twitter account. I haven't done that. I don't want to do that right now. And here I can have the link to my personal site. So I have a Medium account that I can put right there. Okay, so this is for the purpose of this test, for example. So I have my Medium personal account that I can put there. Okay, it says it's invalid. Hold on. All right. Okay, so I don't have a Discord channel right now. Okay, so I can put my Medium home page right here. Let me take this back. All right, right there. Okay, I don't have a Telegram account to add right now. Okay, so I just no, I'm not muted, Mayor. I'm not. I think you need to try and leave and rejoin. Okay. All right. So let's proceed, guys. Please, if you can hear me, just drop a thumbs up in the group. Okay. If you can hear me, please drop a thumbs up, or you can just type yes.
Yes.
If you can hear me, just type yes. Okay, beautiful. All right, so Mayor, I think you need to check your network. All right. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, guys. All right, so I don't have a Telegram account to add right now. I don't have an Instagram account. I don't have a Discord, so that's fine. Okay, then the next thing, this is where I can specify, like I mentioned, my royalty fee, but I don't want to do that right now. And here, this is the blockchain where I have decided to sell my NFT item from. Okay, and these are the items that I have specified for payments, which is fine by me. Okay, so that's fine. I can add any other one if I so will, or if I so choose. And that's about it. My collection is not about explicit or sensitive content. The rating is basically everyone. Okay, so anyone can see my collection. Children can see it. Adults, they can see it. You know, anyone from any walks of life can have, or they can view or buy my collection. All right, or my NFT. So that's fine. And here I have collaborators. So OpenC automatically selects you as the default collaborator, and you can add someone else. You can add other collaborators if you so wish, or if you want. Maybe you and somebody are in partnership. You can add them right here, you know, such that both of you are sort of the manager for the collections at the same time, you know, so that both of you have a sort of working link into the collections, you know, and both of you can work with, you and your partner can work with the collection, you know, separately. All right. So here you can add another person as a collaborator for your work. You know, maybe you didn't create the NFT alone. Maybe someone else created it with you. You can add them here as a collaborator. You know, You can add them with your wallet address, or you can add them with your Ethereum address. Okay, so any of those two options, then it's fine. All right, guys. So, and that's it basically. So this is my collection, all right? And this is what I have done for my collections. Okay, so I'm gonna click submit changes there, and that's about it. And so I have a collection, all right, which is called my local market. So from here, when I click on my collections, it opens up like this, just like this, all right? And you can see my collection is blank right now. My collection is blank right now. And there is nothing because I haven't added any item yet. I haven't added any artifacts, no NFT. So everything is blank because it is very much fresh. All right. So, and you can see it says all items. I don't have any items. I don't own any items right there. As far as this collection is concerned, I don't have anything. There is no item that is owned by me that has been uploaded yet. There is no price for anything, and that's why you have floor price being blank. And I haven't traded anything as far as this collection is concerned. All right, so how do I start adding item to my collection? So right here at the top right hand corner right there, you can see add item. Okay, so you can see that blue button right there that says add item. So this is where I can start adding item to my collection basically. All right, so this is one way to do it, guys. Okay, so right here, I can choose my artifact. You can see my artifact can be an image, it can be a video, it can be an audio, it can be a 3D item, okay? So it can be a 3D model item. It doesn't really matter. And these are all the supported file types. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this and paste in the Telegram channel right there. Okay, all right. So these are all the available or all the supported file formats or NFT formats that you can upload. But it has to be less than 100 megabytes. Okay, so it is very important that you pay attention to the size. Okay, so the size is very important. All right, so the maximum allowed as far as OpenC is concerned is 100 megabytes. Okay, so I can start adding my item right here. Okay, my NFT item. This is where I sort of had my NFT item basically. Okay, all right, and I can give my NFT a name. I can put an external link to my NFT. I will come back here in a minute. Okay, so but I just want to show you another way to add an item. So like I mentioned, there are two ways. You can do it via a collection, or you can do it as a sole item. So the other way to do it basically is just from your own page, you click on create, and it takes you straight to where you can upload your NFT or where you can upload your artifact. All right, so the first way was creating a collection first and adding item to your collection. And this is the second way. You have a single item, you don't care about collections, you just want to upload it, that's fine. Just click on create and it brings you on this page. It lands you on the same page, okay? The same page which I landed when I clicked on add item earlier, it's the same page. And then you can start to upload your NFT, basically. All right, guys, so before I go on to practically uploading an item, does anyone have any comment or any question right away? Just a quick question. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to ask, is there anything that regulates or rather that works against stuff like copyright or piracy, like someone copying your own image and also putting up for sale?
God bless you. That's a very good question.
Can you hear me, Kido?
We can't hear you, Crypto.
My God. All right. Okay, so thank you for that question. So if I understand you correctly, what you're trying to say is that if there is a possibility of someone putting the same item that you put up for sale again, is that the question?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So,
yes.
Okay, beautiful. All right. So while I was talking earlier, I mentioned the fact that one of the reasons why NFT is has blown up, let me use that word, is because of the rarity. All right, it's because of the uniqueness, or it's because of the scarcity. So the idea behind NFT is the fact that there is only, or there can only be one copy and one copy of one thing, of an item. So for example, if you've been to physical art galleries, okay, so, and you happen to buy the things that they've put up for sale, all right, the moment you buy that thing, you become a sole owner of that thing, such that you have a sole ownership to it, you have a right to it, and you alone, it becomes a property, or your property, let me put it that way, all right? So, and except the creator or the owner of the art gallery, except they create a second version of what you have bought. And that's the only time where there becomes a second existence of that item. But if the owner of the art gallery didn't do that, or maybe they have done a sort of exclusive sale, such that whatever they're putting up for sale, and they've guaranteed the buyers that whatever you're buying on this exclusive sale, it's forever and ever just one copy. Okay, so in that case, the owner or the creator will not create another version of what you have bought, and so in existence there will only be just one copy of that item. And the same thing is what happens with NFT. All right, so if you're a creator of something, unless you create another copy of that thing, all right, there will not be, or there shouldn't be, another copy, exact copy of what you have sold, or of what someone has bought from you. All right, so except you create an exact copy of that same thing that you have created before. Now, it is possible that someone creates or forges what you have created. It is absolutely possible, because I mean, it's internet, okay, and it's a free world. Let me put it that way, all right. And people can do things with technology as far as we're concerned these days, okay. Now, but where that comes in is the fact that, remember I mentioned the fact that on OpenC, when you upload an NFT, what is happening under the hood is you are minting, okay? You're doing what? You are minting an item. And what minting means is that you are creating an item on a blockchain, and such that there is a unique address for that NFT item. There is a unique code that identifies that item. There is a unique, how will I say, there is a unique storage for that item on the blockchain. All right. So, and such that this code, the address, the storage for that item, for that NFT item, can never or ever be duplicated. Okay, so you cannot have another copy of the address of that NFT item. There can only be one. So it becomes unique on the blockchain. And so if someone forges what you have sold, all right, it means that it will have another address or another code on the blockchain. And then that way it can be identified, or it becomes easy to identify which was the original or which was the copy, or which is the original or which is the copy. It becomes easy to identify, because they are not going to have the same address in the blockchain. They are not going to have the same code. They're not going to have the same storage space on the blockchain. All right. So that's the way it works, basically. And one of the beautiful things about NFT is the fact that anytime you're putting an item up for sale, what you are doing is you are guaranteeing the buyer that what you're selling is a unique item. Okay, so, and that is it really. And that is exactly what people are buying. They are buying with a with a sort of a trust. They are buying with a sort of a trust that what they are buying from you is only one type and one type of existence, or there will only be one copy of that thing in existence throughout the world. And that's because it also makes it possible for them to be able to resell. And so for them alone, for them as well, okay, it becomes a valuable asset for them as well, because it is possible for them to be able to resell it. And so what makes your NFT valuable is when someone is able to resell it as well. All right, so if you have so many copies of an NFT and whoever buys them, they don't have a value, or it doesn't really have a value to them. They're only buying it and keeping it. And I don't think anyone really wants to buy an NFT and just keep it. People want to buy an NFT, hold it for some time, and sell it later on for a higher price. You understand? So I think I've been able to do some sort of justice to that question. Okay, so I hope that answers your question basically, all right?
Yes, it does. So in other words, what you're saying is assuming, okay, like the NFT has different addresses, different codes or whatever, right? And the original is identified, and apparently there are like two of the same kind in the market at the same time. So you're saying the buyer will be able to identify the one that is the first, or rather the one that is the original.
Yes,
Richard, can you mute,
please.
please? Richard.
Yes, please. So yes, it is possible for you to identify the original apart from the fake ones. Okay, so it is absolutely possible.
Okay.
You know, because for example, any day that you create an NFT or you upload an NFT, it also has a date to it. It has a date to it. It has a timestamp to it. It has the address stamp to it and everything. You know, so it is possible for you to know who created what first or who uploaded what first. And then it's easy for you to know who is the original owner, because they will definitely have different address on the blockchain. They're not going to have the same address. Yeah, the picture might look the same, but the address is not going to be the same. And the timestamp is also not going to be the same. You know, and I really don't think these days, like a common knowledge, nobody wants to create or nobody really wants to forge someone else's NFT. You know, so there is this sort of fair play or common understanding in the NFT world, such that nobody really is out to create to forge anybody's work. You know, understand? So yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Yes, thank
All
you.
right. All right. So is there any other question, or I should just proceed? Okay, our time is fast spent. Should we just stop here and take the rest of the class later on? Are there any other questions? Any questions? Any comments? Anybody with a question, with a comment, with something you want to share? Any experience? Our time is fast spent. Please, you can unmute and speak if you have something to say. All right, Gabriel, please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay, so I might be jumping ahead of time. I just want to confirm which is best. So for a new first-time seller, like you said, which is best to do? Is it to do like a bidding or put a fixed price to what you want to sell?
Okay. Well, that's a very tricky question. Okay, so okay, so the way it works is like how will I say right now? Okay, so first you need to understand that most of these things are sort of it's about preference and it's about choice. So there is a possibility that if you have a fixed price, I think the only caveat if you have a fixed price is that there is that possibility of your NFT staying in the market for a longer time, you know, until someone who has a rare kind of attractiveness or a rare kind of love for what you have uploaded, until that person comes along. And again, it also has an advantage to it in the sense that if you are able to get someone who sort of a particular person that has a rare love or a unique love for what you have uploaded, if that person comes along, they are willing to pay, bring money out of their pockets and pay your tag price, your exact tag price for it. And they won't mind whether it looks cheap or expensive. They won't mind whatever price tag you've put on it, just because they have a rare love for that thing. All right, so they will pay for it. So that's the disadvantage and the advantage to it for having a fixed price, basically. And the other one, which is a sort of a bidding concept, is sort of the opposite of fixed price. So it is possible that you are able to get a pool of buyers with a bidding kind of with a bidding price tag or a bidding price formation. You're able to get a pool of buyers or a pool of people who might want to show interest in your NFT. Okay, so and the reason is that because you have set up a sort of a flexible pricing. All right, so someone that might have little money is able to have a say, or they're able to show interest. Someone that has, or maybe a medium size of money, a medium size money, they're also able to show interest. Or someone who has a fat pocket is also able to show interest, basically. All right. So it gives you a sort of pool of people that can show interest in your NFT. And then that's the advantage to it. And the other advantage to it is that who knows? You might have someone who bids a very good price that someone cannot counter. A very good price, a huge price that someone cannot counter, and that might even be more than what you would have or what you would have in mind as a fixed price for that NFT. So that's the advantage to it. But however, the disadvantage to that is the fact that people give value to how they see things. All right. So if someone look at your NFT and they don't see it as having that much value, or they don't see it as worth anything huge, it means that you are vulnerable to an asking price of what might look like an insult to you, basically. All right. So that's the reality, because like they say, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. All right. So it depends on what I think is the value for what I'm seeing. Even though you must have put a lot of work into your NFT, maybe when you were creating it, maybe it's a 3D art, okay, and you know what it takes to create a 3D art, so it's a whole lot of work, and maybe you put a lot of work into it. They don't care, or the buyers don't know that. They are only able to judge the value of your NFT as they see it, and as the concept that you're trying to sell, or the concept or the idea behind your NFT. So, however, the caveat is that if you are able to convince a buyer with your description of your NFT, you're able to create a sort of an abstract idea that really sell, or a sort of catchy idea or concept behind your NFT. So that will help you, or that will help a buyer to sort of look at your NFT with a more valuable, outlook, or look at the NFT with a higher value, and then, that way they're able to bid for it with a reasonable start price, or with a reasonable kickoff price, basically. So that's the way it is, really. It's about knowing these things, knowing the advantages and the disadvantages of each one of these things, and the decision is up to you, basically, on which one you want to go with, with the understanding that whatever one you choose to go with, or whichever option you choose to go with, you are able to, or you're going to have to live with the consequence. All right, you understand? So that's the way it is, really. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah. Sorry, what I want to ask is on this web issue, some of us have been doing crypto before, and we have a like a Ethereum wallet, whatever. Can we connect that wallet to that OpenSea, or we are doing new thing? We are creating a new wallet for that particular OpenSea. That's my first question. My second question is uniqueness. Like, for example, now maybe I saw a picture on a Facebook and I copy that picture. Can it work for that OpenSea or NFT, whatever? That's the second question, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Those are very good questions. Okay, so for the first part of the question, yes, you can use your existing wallet. You can connect any of your existing wallets to OpenSea. All right. So when you go to, for example, earlier when I logged out, let me just log out again. So when you log out, and you can see here, for example, these are all the options of all the possible wallets that you can. I hope I'm not muted. Let me just quickly confirm. Okay, I'm not. Okay, so these are all the options, all the possible wallets that you can actually connect, and they can be your existing wallet basically. So for example, if you have a Trust Wallet, I know that a lot of people who do crypto, we use Trust Wallets. All right, so yes, if you want to connect your Trust Wallet, this is the one you use. You use the Wallet Connect API, and so you can scan this API or this QR code with your Trust Wallet. All right, and then it will pop up, and then you can connect. All right, so you can use this. This is the Wallet Connect. So you use the Wallet Connect option basically to connect to your Trust Wallet. So if you have any other wallets, as long as they are in this option right here, all right, you can use any of your existing wallet basically. So these are all the possible options. You have Metamask, you have Phantom Wallet, you have Formatic, you have Glow, you have Dapper, you can see Trust Wallet right there. Okay, so these are all the several options that you can use basically. So in case this Trust does not work, obviously this will only light up when you are accessing Testnet on mobile phone. That's why it says mobile only. But if you're on web view, you can still use the Wallet Connect, like I said before. That's the same one that you also use for your Trust Wallet, all right? So there's really no issue, basically, all right? So that answers your first question. Now, the
Yes,
second
sir.
question, guys. The truth is that these days, when it comes to NFTs, you can't just go and take any picture off the internet and upload. You can do that for tests, but not for production. All right. See, there is something that the NFT has sort of brought into play, and that's the fact that NFT has now sort of make it possible for ownership of digital assets to be publicly recognized, to be publicly validated, to be publicly registered, to be publicly visible, to be publicly claimable. All right, these are the things that NFT has made possible for digital assets. So when it comes to NFT, it's no longer what we used to do with internet, where if you want to create a presentation or you want to create a site or you want to create a personal blog site, you can just go on Google and search for images and copy them and use them for your personal blog or use them for your presentation or use them for your personal purposes. No. So with NFT, or as far as NFT world is concerned, you cannot do that. All right? Because NFT, like I said, make it possible for anyone to be able to claim ownership of any digital property publicly. And that can be validated publicly again by anyone on the blockchain. It can be visible again. It is visible to everyone. It is transparent. And everyone can know the true owner of a digital asset. And then it becomes impossible for someone else to claim ownership of that digital asset. All right. So yeah. So for NFT, please, you can't just go and get an image off the internet. In fact, the fact is that if you do that, someone will find out that you got that image from Google. Actually, someone will do that. Yes, people will find out, and they might report you to OpenC, and OpenC will sort of block your account, and they will kick you out. All right. I hope that answers your question. All right. So do we have any other question, guys? Anyone with any other question, comments, anything you want to add to the things I have said? You want to share knowledge, please?
Sorry. Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Back to the same question the lady asked previously about the copyrights.
Okay.
Let me talk about the MP3. There's some songs that are made that are mixtapes. Songs that you extract the beats from other made songs, and you possibly now make a new MP3 and you put them on NFT. Is there like a possible issue in the future of somebody coming out you sold their songs or something that has to do with their previously done jobs?
All right. Okay. Thank you for that question. All right. So before I just say anything, I just want to ask you. Okay. The way it happens today in Europe or in the US. Okay. The way it happens is that if you have an artist that has a song, every single person who wants to get a piece of that song, maybe let's start with a listener, for example. What do you have to do? Do you agree that what you have to do is bring out money from your pocket and outrightly purchase that song, correct? All right. And what that means is that, do you agree that what that means is that it becomes illegal for you to share that song with someone else? Correct? Exactly. So, okay, so it becomes illegal for you to actually share that song with somebody else. If someone wants that song, he can also take money and go buy it. And the same thing happens. So that's for the common listener. So for someone who wants to take someone's work and remake it or repackage it, the same thing applies. And as a matter of fact, it's not even entirely the same thing. It goes beyond that. And it goes beyond that in the sense that you have to seek permission for you to be able to do that. You can't just take someone else's sweat, someone else's work, legal work, copyrighted work that has been protected, registered, trademarked, and remake it or repackage it into a mixtape without seeking an outright permission. All right. So as far as I know, that does not happen in Europe and in North America. It might happen in some other places. Yeah. So copyright is a big issue. It's still a big issue today as far as NFT is concerned. It's even still a debatable issue. Anywhere you see people gather and talk about NFT, it's possible that you will usually hear them talk about copyright issues, all right, or copyright matters, basically. And people are constantly being educated or educate others on copyright issues and some of the things that surrounds even you protecting your NFT. You understand? So that's the way it is. So for you, as someone who wants to sell an NFT, maybe it's an MP3, all right? Maybe it's your song. If I have a song, for example, and I want to put that up as an NFT, in fact, the first thing that I should do, or the first thing that is recommended for me to do, is to first copyright my song, to first register my song and put a copyright ownership on it before I take it over to OpenC and sell. You understand? So, because in the real world, All right, when I meant in the traditional world, these things are applicable, or they are there as tools for you to protect your intellectual work, for you to protect your intellectual property. All right, so, and what that means is that if you don't protect your work, your intellectual property, someone else can steal it. All right, so understanding that means that you have to transfer the same understanding to NFT. Either you are the one who wants to use someone else's property, or you are the owner of the property. If you want to use someone else's property, you have to seek permission. If you are the owner of the property, you have to copyright your property. You have to you are the creator, you have to register it and copyright it, such that someone else cannot steal it before it gets to the market. All right, so that's the way I see it, and I think that's the best way that I can explain that that angle. And like I said, anyways, copyright is a big issue that is still being debated in every NFT meetup or every NFT session or discourse, basically. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other question? Okay.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I just want to be sure of something. All right.
Yes,
it is already established that NFT is non-fungible token, like something that is very unique, one kind of a thing, right? Now, what I want to be sure is, how do these things get validated? That this thing has not been done somewhere else. This thing has not been produced somewhere else before.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that question. All right. So the reality, okay, so there is a reality, and the reality is that everyone is open to ideas, okay? And what that means is that because everyone has billions of cells in their brain, it means we are all capable of thinking ideas. Maybe there are physical concepts or abstract ideas. We are all able to think. And as a matter of fact, it is possible for both of us to think of the same thing. We might be far apart in different longitude and latitude, and it's possible that we think of the same thing. But however, what tells us apart, or what will eventually separate us, is who is the first to go to market with the idea. So it's possible that I have an idea of creating an art or taking a picture of a flying bird in the sky. And someone else in Mexico also has the same idea of taking a picture of a flying bird in the sky. And it is actually possible that our skies, both the sky in Mexico and the sky in UK, is the same thing. They look the same. All right. So what happens at that point is that we will both end up with the same picture that looks the same, or that looks almost the same. All right. Now, but however, so we both have the same idea. We both have the same concepts or the same abstract ideas of a nature art. Okay, and we both want to put that up for sale. Now, who is the first to go to the market with the image? And the first person to go to the market is basically who gets to register their art on the blockchain. And so at that point in time, it means that I, now being the first to go to the market with a picture of a bird in the sky, I am able to be the first to register my image, copyright, ownership, storage on the blockchain, address, a unique address in the blockchain, and what have you. All right, and that's it basically. And so the other person who obviously didn't come to market, or who obviously sort of delayed in going to the market with the same idea, gets left behind. And if that person decides to still go to market with with their own version of the art, which obviously isn't a forged version of my own. Okay, in reality, it is not a forged version of my own. Okay, they just happen to look the same. Now, it is possible that a buyer understands or is able to see which one is the original and which one is the one that is sort of the second, or the one that came later to the market. It is possible to see that on OpenC. And as a matter of fact, the fact that I have copyrighted my own, being the first to the market, and I have registered that on the blockchain, and everyone can see it, the information is publicly available, the picture is publicly available, anyone can see it, that sort of naturally makes it impossible for the other person to still go ahead basically with their own. Except it doesn't look the same. Except there is some sort of detail in the picture, in the art, in the NFT, that someone can see and tell that these things are not exact same thing. All right? If that's the case, then that's fine. The person can still go ahead with their own in the market, and obviously people are going to see that these are not the exact copy of the same thing. All right, so that's the way it works basically, you understand? And that way, because everything on NFT is a public information, all the pictures and what have you, everything is public information, so everyone out there can see it. So, so in that way, it's only normal for the second person to still go ahead with their own, to go ahead to the market with their own, if they are sure that there is some detail in that art that tells it apart, that sort of differentiate their own from my own. Maybe maybe my own bed is a blue bed. Maybe the other guy's bird is a black bird. Then fine, he can go to the market. And he can also upload his own NFT as well. Maybe my bird is a yellow bird, is a parrot. Maybe his bird is an owl. Okay, so then he can still go to the market with it. It wouldn't matter whether we both took the picture in the sky or of a flying bird. It's not going to matter anymore. That wouldn't matter, okay? But the fact that there are some detail in the art that differentiates the two arts and makes them unique, and that's it basically. So that's the way it works. I hope I was able to do some sort of justice to that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Any other question? Please, if you want to speak, just signify. I'm just going to take questions for the rest. I'm just going to take questions for the rest of the class tonight, and we'll continue from where we stop in another time. The time is fast spent, and it's important we understand the fundamentals, just so we don't rush the practical path. Yes, please go ahead.
Is it that is only picture somebody can sell on NFT, or somebody can sell sand, and can you list some other thing that is that's selling?
Can I?
Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sorry, Mr. Akolade Akim.
Yes.
You can do a lot of things on NFT. Your hats can be in form of image. Your hats can be in form of MP3, that is music. Your hats can be in form of a 3D. A 3D means like an animation, probably an animator.
Okay.
Then your NFT can be in form of MP4, a video. It could be a dance video. It could be adult content. It could be anything. Then it could be in form of hats.
Oh.
So it's not just the image. There's a lot more to do on NFT.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So yeah. I'm sure when you sign up your OpenC account, you will see that they are open to different kind of artifacts.
Okay.
Is that understandable, sir?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Captain. Thank you, sir.
You're muted if you're talking, kiddo.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for answering that question. Thank you. That was perfect. Do we have any other questions? The first thing I want you guys to do is let everyone go and set up their OpenC account. And if you encounter any issues, and let's ask in the group and both the WhatsApp and Telegram, and we will do our best to share information. We'll do our best to help each other out. So I think that's the first thing we need to do. Let everyone go and create an account.
And sir, you can ask them to drop screenshots in the group.
Yes, absolutely.
They have difficulties?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Please drop screenshots. If you have difficulties, please drop screenshots. Everyone is available to help each other out, so yeah. I will share the slides in the community, in both communities, so you can have some sort of reference point.
Okay, and please don't forget to share the video of this class too.
Yes, it's being recorded, so I will just stop the recording now and just share it in the group.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, everyone who has contributed, who has answered questions and asked questions at the same time. Thank you so much. You all are beautiful, and you all are the heroes.
Thanks. It's been an insightful one, and thank you. Really broke it down very well. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Please drop your questions in the communities, Telegram, WhatsApp. Go ahead and create an account. I've dropped all the necessary links to OpenC. Create an account. If you have difficulties, drop screenshots, ask questions. There are a lot of people, experts in the group who are willing to help. We're going to help each other out just to get our NFT business up and running as quick as possible. There is money to be made in NFT. It's the biggest, it's the latest and newest crypto boom. Let me put it like that. All right. So yeah. All right. You need to be part of it. You need to be part of the ride. Okay. Don't get left behind. Be part of it. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to use, and there's a lot to benefit from. As far as NFT has come to stay, it's not going anywhere. And if you are an artist, or if you're someone who draw things, it's an opportunity for you, really, for you to have to be on the world stage, okay? For you to be on the global stage, basically. It's an opportunity, So a lot of people who have sold things in NFT today, some of them are not originally even artists. Some of them, they are not even they're not even people who draw things or some of them are not even artists. Maybe like a musician or anything, and they've made money from NFT. So you can imagine how much more you could do if you are an artist who draw things, who create things, who a musician or whatever it is. It's a global stage for you. NFT it's a big boom for everyone to be able to showcase their talents and everyone to be able to get their ideas, get their concept to the world at large. All right, guys, thank you for being part of this class. Have a good day, have a good night, and have a good evening, wherever you're listening from.